I think poetry is all about connection, and it's all about communication. If you can't communicate, you're doing it wrong. Like, I don't care about your fancy words. I don't care about like all this other shit. Like, I want to feel something. When you read to me, I want to feel it. And that's what it's about. It's about communication.
Exactly.
And if you can't do that, you got to do something else. That's what it is. I don't want to feel it any other way. That's it.
Yeah, I would
So,
say.
yeah.
I would say on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. I don't think it's necessarily the material that needs to change, but it's the people. How people teach it, how people view it, how people consume it. I think even stuff, going back to Shakespeare and Beowulf days, those things still give us lessons. Like you say,
Right,
we're not
right.
going to slay a dragon or anything,
Right.
but we should still see how it works, and where the beginning of it came from to where it is now.
Right.
We need to be teaching everything, because I think the biggest issue is the fact that, again, we're teaching stuff that stopped, we're teaching books that stopped in the 1950s,
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
There's
the
a lot of other
biggest
stuff
issue.
too, but I'm not going to get into that. Yeah.
The children are unfortunately also more into, as we say here on the All Games podcast, consuming rather than creating
Right.
or making something.
Right.
So we want to make sure we got to get people into this habit of wanting to share something or wanting to create something instead of just sitting and scrolling and taking in all the crap that is not going to benefit them in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the classics still have merit. I'm not
Of course.
I am not discrediting that up. I'm an English teacher. I do it. Like, this is what I do for a living. Like, it's not, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I also get it. You have to, as like somebody that, like, as a teacher, you have to grow with your students, and you can't, if you're not going to change and constantly change with them, you're obsolete. You have to keep changing. So you have to find different ways. And believe me, a lot of, like, even people that I work with, they find different ways. They're fucking working their ass off. They're doing this stuff, and that's it. They don't maybe get the credit for it, but they sure as hell do it. And I watch them.
I think that the exact same number of children that are into poetry now are as into poetry then as in the past, as in the 10 years, as in the 20 years, and the 30 years. And it's like, it's not a lot. That statistic is always going to be not a lot.
Right.
And that's why
It's
we're
brutal.
poets. That's why we're not kids in band or kids in the musicals.
We're not that
or we're
much of
not
a
kids in
loser.
sports. Or we're not any of those kids. And like, I think it's always going to be a minimal amount of children that play the role of the observer.
Right.
And, like, we have to
Yeah.
band together, and like, it's never going to be a lot of children. I don't think it's less than it was before. There are always going to be kids that feel some type of on the outside looking in, and like, they're always going to be the poets of tomorrow, and like, it always has been, it always will be, before us, after us, and so it is.
And they're always welcome.
Hell yeah.
They're always welcome.
Unless they're mimes.